All right, we are on my monk. I just brought him to Silver Moon. We're gonna go learn tailoring. All right, he's already an enchanter. Um, or sorry, we're gonna go learn midnight tailoring and then pick up enchanting. Um, so we're gonna run over here and pick up enchanting and tailoring, and I just couple it with tailoring just for the ease of leveling up with disenchanting. Okay, so also wanted to show I'm starting with only 20,000 gold so I can track how much it cost me to do this. And I've already bought uh, the cheapest versions of my uh, tailoring or profession tools and accessories. Just the cheapest available on the auction house. I could make them on my own, but I'd rather just start off and not get sidetracked. I am very easily sidetracked. So let's learn enchanting. So we've got enchanting learned. Now we're going to learn tailoring for midnight. Okay. Now while we're here, I'm going to go ahead, just because I know I'm going to need it. 999. Just because I hate stopping to buy stuff. Um, and then we'll do the same thing over here with enchanting. And then we got a full stack of enchanting vellums and then our threads and floss. Now what we're going for is this master enchanter's surplus reagents. It can drop a recipe that is part of the raid, and the raid's not out yet. We know we're going to need to make this, so we're going to go ahead and pick that up to get started. Okay, and then I just want to set up. I go over here. All right. Now we are set up at 1 and 1, tailoring and enchanting. Now, for the purpose of this, we're going to use some stuff that I've used on my engineer to create or to craft to level enchanting, so I can disenchant. And that is all this stuff right here. Now this is also it's another shuffle that you can do, a gold shuffle. It costs my enchanter or my engineer maybe 10 gold to make one of these. And then I can disenchant it on any one of my enchanters into a shard, and then break that shard into 3 dust, and the dust sells. It was 15 gold a dust. Let's see what it's at right now. Um, it is 7 gold a pop now. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And we know we're going to need linen. Let's just bright linen. All right, bright linen bolts. We know we're going to need. And then, shit, clicked on the wrong spot. I like to take both qualities and watch where they're at and see the difference. Okay, now we need the imbued bright linen bolts. So there's that one. And there's the other one. I don't know why they're being sold so much right now. But somebody is trying to reset the market, looks like. 1,000 gold for imbued bright linen bolt. Where's the bright linen at? Right there. Shit, we're gonna buy 100. At 100. We're gonna get started. Now, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get 600 moxxie for enchanting. So we're going to do all of our cheap first crafts on enchanting. Right now, I am just going to make a bunch of bolts to level up tailoring, just because I don't want to waste all my good disenchants for leveling enchanting. Right meow. So that got us 13. All right, we're going to train. We need to get to 25, I think. Yeah, 25 for imbued. So now we're going to go here and just take this all the way up. And there we go. There's our 25. Now what I like to do is I'm going to go into fiber arts first because I'm not planning on crafting gear with this guy. So I'm going to go unlock specialization on fiber arts. And that lets us pick utilization straight out the get. We'll start having resourcefulness, even though it's not much. it will let us better use. Um, I've made the Evercore bindings, um, and that is discovered through recycling. You'll either want to recycle bright linen, excuse me, or cheaper would be the cheap herb dust. Give me 1 second. Okay, you see it? Um, it's I can make like 700 of them from all the shit. Yeah, powder pigment is the other cheap one, and it usually fluctuates between those two being the cheapest. All right, so I've got all my profession gear equipped, and then we're gonna learn everything here. And if you didn't know, you can just right click on those so you don't have to let them time out to go away. Um, okay, that's that. Now I'm going to move these down here just because I don't like having all these bags open all the time. And I don't like using bag tender to make one bag because then I can't ever find anything I'm looking for without having to use the search function. All right, now we're going to make some of these imbued bright linen bolts. Because they're so expensive right now, we're going to make 25 of them. I don't know how they're so expensive, but they are, so. And we can make these until we go to 50. I'm pretty sure. Either grays out at 45 or 50. And I go for resourcefulness on everything until I have them leveled up, and I'll go like multi-craft on my uh Arcano and Sunfire crafter. Okay, grays out at 45. We'll stop that. And then we're going to learn our next one's up. And we're going to go with whatever's cheapest to get us leveled up. All right, so let's go with first craft bonus. Anything green that isn't expensive. These are quite expensive to make, so we're not going to do those. Not really worried about that. And I don't want to use up all my mats for not skill ups. So that's green, cost 2. So we'll make it one time. And then we're going to go to shoulders. And we'll go that 5 times. Oh, it went, well, it might not be green. It's not green. And then there's 50. It's going to let us open up our next um, specialization. And then I go into Arcano Weave and Sunfire Silk next. So we'll go into there. And then this will let us start making our Arcano Weave and our Sunfire when we're ready to do that. And I'm not even worried about spending my tailoring knowledge right now. Okay. Now then, that's got us up high enough on um, tailoring to do everything we want to do. The next thing I would use to level up is going to be bright linen spell threads. I'll do it one time just to get the first craft bonus because I want the shit. I forgot to turn on war mode. Don't pull a me. Turn on war mode and get your experience bonuses because you only get 30 first. I think it's 30 first craft experience bonuses. So make sure you have war mode on for that. And here we'll just pick some random. shit so that doesn't keep popping up. Okay. Now then we can slide over here to enchanting. And we're going to pretty much do the same thing on enchanting. Let's just make sure that I'm in range of the trainer. All right, so we need to get to 5. So I'm going to disenchant 5 items to level up disenchanting. And hopefully, while we're doing this, we can proc some of our materials or some of our items that will allow us to get some free moxxie. All right, I didn't proc any, but we're at 5. Now we can go versatility. Okay, we're going to do 5 more disenchants to go to 10. I just want to get as many free skill ups as possible. Okay, there we go. We got 1 swirling arcane essence, and we get 5 of those. All right, we're at 10 disenchanting. Or, sorry, 10 enchanting. All right, now we're going to go actually into here. Now we're going to make our runed rod. I already bought the one off the vendor. It's this enchanting supplies refulgent copper rod right here. And then I've already got some dust that I picked up off the auction house. So we're going to make that 1 time. Okay, and then we can disenchant that straight away. I already have one that's got resourcefulness on it. So that's the one I'll be using. I don't care about crafting speed. Okay. Now then, what we're going to roll into is enchant ring. So I'm going to go and make 1 of these. The haste. It's at yellow. And then I'm going to go into versatility. They cost the same, but I'm just getting my first craft bonuses. The shoulders take 15 and 3, and we don't want to do that just yet. Probably going to have to for skill ups here in a little bit, but um, we don't want to do that just yet. All right, now let's see if we can get a couple more skill ups out of disenchanting. Because it doesn't really matter about breaking these down, whether we do it now or later. Because we're going to have to break them down anyway, because we're going to turn all these shards into dust. And we get to do that at 25. Okay, we've got our 5 swirling arcane essence. I'm just going to make a hole right here beside it, so my next, the brimming mana shard can go right next to it. It gives us 4. So that's going to be 25 and 20, 45 total moxxie right there. And now that we've got moxxie for both of these professions, we're going to go ahead and show it on our backpack. That way I can keep track of it. I got 60 enchanting and 15 15 enchanter and 60 tailoring. Okay, we're at 19 enchanting. We're going to keep going up high as we can. Actually, we'll stop at 20. We can no longer get the weeklies until we do the quest from the enchanting trainer, which we'll pick that up here in a second. I'll walk you through that. We'll have to pick up that chest, go loot 2 treasures, and then we can start getting the glimmering from catch-ups from our breakdowns. But we're not going to do that just yet. Unfortunately, this week it's going to be a little expensive. It costs you a dawn crystal just to do the weekly. So What the fuck? Oh, okay, I had it highlighted on enchanting. All right. Now then, we got both of them up to 25 or 20 and 25. So we're gonna go ahead and equip our enchanting tools and whatnot, so we can make use of those. Then we're gonna run down here and do this quest real quick. It's just a quick little walkthrough quest. It says where do you want to go and whatnot with your professions. Then it turns in right here. Boom. That's complete. Pick it up. All right, and we're gonna take the enchanter's purse because we want more dust. And honestly, I've done all these. If you're just gonna throw it straight on the auction house, the minerals is probably your best bet. Um, but if you're gonna be using it, tailor or enchanting. Otherwise, it's just cheaper to buy it on the auction house. All right, now then, it wants us to go talk to the tailor and learn how to use the crafting table. All right, so here's the tailor, or this is the enchanter. And then the tailor is here. We need to use the work table. And then we're going to turn this in straight here to her, complete. And now we got tailoring services requested. This is one of the weeklies that we have to do uh, to be able to get our moxxies. So there's our enchanter's purse. It had 3 shards and 30 dust. So good. We got some dust to work with. Now then, I'm going to go ahead and buy the Dawn Crystal. Yeah, 6,100. Buy one. That's got us down to 8,000 working. Oh, I didn't get it out of my box. Okay, so that's done. Now then, we're going to go ahead and learn that. And we already learned our tailoring. Oh, no, I haven't done the crafting orders for tailoring yet. All right, we are ready to continue on with our enchanting. Oh, enchanting trainer. We're going to focus on rings here because they're the cheapest. So I can make 46, but we're only going to do 5. So just need to go to 25 in enchanting. Okay, there we go. We got enchanting specializations, and then now we've also got Dawn Shatter. Oh, we don't want Dawn Shatter. All right. Now we got a new leveling ring enchant that's orange. We're going to go over here and hit first craft bonus. We're not going to do helm right yet or shoulders, but we are going to do this bloom. It illusory, illusory adornment blooming light will give us a skill up right now, and it's cheaper than a ring enchant. So we're going to create that. And then the other thing, I forgot to pull it out of the guild bank, is you can pick up Formula Enchant Shoulders Void Touched off the auction house for less than 50 gold. That's another good first craft to get you knocked out of the way. We have to be 50 to learn that one, though. All right, so for my first crafts, I got Delacian Phoenix Oil. Cost the same as a um, ring enchant dust wise, but we're going to need a jar or a vial here. I bought 5 of them. Oh, I bought 4. Okay, we're going to go ahead and make one of those for first craft bonus. And then we're going to go into our ring uh, leveling. Okay, now we're at 28, so we're going to go 2 of these. We've already got our first craft bonus off of that while it was red. Okay, now we need to talk to the trainer again. Learn what we can. Okay, we don't want Dawn Shatter. Why does it keep highlighting that? I don't know. All right, now then, we're going to go ahead and take our specialization. And because I primarily am going to be disenchanting on this, I will go into there. Um, the other thing you can do is you can go into elevating equipment, but most of the stuff that you're going to be doing is very expensive. The learning the enchant ring Silvermoon's alacrity, if you look ahead and go to ring Silvermoon's alacrity, cost a dawn crystal and petrified roots, and right now they're both expensive. Okay, so we're not going to do that one. You do get the ability to use finishing reagents right off the rip, but you don't learn anything straight away that is going to help you get your 600 moxxie in a day. If we look here, transitories, it just gives us 5 skill when we're crafting any of these items. You can go down the tool or the side paths. You can create an oil of dawn if you go into this one, but again, it is fairly expensive to create. Oil takes some 2 petrified roots, if I remember correctly. Oil of dawn, yeah, 2 petrified roots. So you're looking at almost 2K a root, so it'd be a 4K craft, 3600. Um, so we're not going to go that route. Now, what we do want is we want to be able to craft this Spellweaver's wand. So we're going to go into this specialization, and where we need to learn that, actually, I think it's a training. Yeah, so we don't even, it doesn't even matter. We don't even need to go down the wand path. So I'm going to unlock the disenchanting delegate. The other one, it just gives you the spellbound shatterer. You can shatter one of the magical essences and give yourself resourcefulness, multicraft, ingenuity, etc. So we're going to unlock disenchanting. And this is where we're going to put our points for now, just to unlock the next one. I primarily do blues, so we're going to go ahead and learn that one straight away. And then when I go to spend all my points today, I will end up maxing this out because every blue that I DE, I will be able to get multiple shards, the chance to proc multiple shards, and like previous expansions, when I break down an item, I could get ore, cloth, or whatever, herbs. So it's just another thing to pick up passive materials for something you're already going to be doing. All right, now then we're going to go in here to our level. And we're trying to get this to 60 I remember correctly, it's the highest glamour because this is where a lot of our first crafts are going to come from. All these gleeful glamours. And if I remember, yeah, 35, 30, 30, 25. I forget which one, but I think some of them are around the 60s. There's 45, 20, 45, 55. So we need at least 55 to get the Mechanome and the Maghar. We won't be doing Hair and Air because you have to buy that one with Moxxie, and that would kind of defeat the purpose of doing what we're doing. Looks like 55 is as high as we really truly need to get. So, um, we need to go to 40 with this one. So we're going to go and craft 12. What we're going to end up doing is we're just going to sell all these back. We sell them back to the vendor for 5 gold a pop. It's a little bit of a loss because it cost me 33 gold, but I am not dealing with trying to sell them on the auction house because you'll just end up losing money on deposits. They were at 39. We need to craft a couple more. There's 40. All right, now we can go here. Okay. And while we're here, we're just going to go ahead. I need to be able to get a 45. So this is where you take a little bit of a, I don't know why it keeps, oh, it's because I have it, all right, I have it selected. So the Spellweaver's Wand will skill us up 3 times for making it once. So it's effectively the only difference between crafting 3 ring crafts and one of these is going to be the 3 shards, which we have plenty of. Because if you look, our enchant ring is yellow now. So we're going to take and we're going to make 2 more rings and try to get to 42. No, didn't get either one of those to skill me up. There's 41. There's 42. Now it turned green. Okay. Now then, we're going to go ahead and do this one time. Gives us our first craft bonus and gives us 3 skill ups. And now we can learn Mastery Ring. Now we go in here. Still don't know why. Keep selecting that. And I'm using dust out of my guild bank now. I know that because it's 5-star, and this guy should have no 5-star dust on, or max rank dust. So we're going to go ahead and come out of that, and we're going to buy some more dust. So we're going to buy another 100 dust. Just so we're doing it all out of the 20k pool. Okay. Now then, we want to do 4 rings. Because we want this to get to 49. We're going to take advantage of one more 3 skill up. Okay. If I go to 50, this will drop down to skilling up 1 skill point per craft. So we're going to go ahead and make it one more time and get an additional 2 skill ups out of it. Okay. Now then, this is where we can get away from our disenchanting and we can go into some whatever else we want. Okay. I'm going to go into um, the shatter just because I want the ability to have resourcefulness. Okay, and that's going to be multi-craft, ingenuity, and resourcefulness. We're going to learn that, and then as you get further, you gain additional resourcefulness when you use a shattered essence. So you'll basically do the essence shatter, and you're going to use a. I have a bunch of these. We're going to use this so we can take 3 gold out of our pool, and I'm just going to show you. It gives you a 5-minute buff that increases your resourcefulness, ingenuity, and multi-craft by 5 while you're practicing. We're sitting at 11 resourcefulness, which is handy when you're doing these shatters, because you can actually refund the shard with higher resourcefulness, which ultimately is what we want to do. All right, so now we're going to go back in and we're going to make 8 of these ring enchants and try to get to 60. I think it yellows out at 55. Yep. And there we go. We got to 60 anyway. So 60 will give us our third um, specialization. And because I go into transitories, tonics, and tools next, but I also like to look to see what patron crafting orders are up. Rune dazzling thorium rod. So the whole reason I go into resourcefulness on my ults so high is I'm going to be trying to proc resourcefulness on fused vitality. You need approximately 3 weeks worth of abundance runs to get enough fused vitality to make your enchanting rod. My alts, I should be able to put a work order in and have somebody else fulfill the fused vitality. Um, I'll check into that later. But if not, then they can put their work orders in and they can get their shit on their own. But we're also going to be doing all these patron orders that give us moxxie. We're not going to do those just yet because that's a lot of moxxie. We got 30. There's 1,000 back, another 1,200 back, so 2,400 right there. There's 60 moxxie. So we're going to get 90 moxxie just from doing our um, patron orders. We can go ahead and do that, except for it's going to eat up my dust that I need for leveling, but we're already at 65, so it doesn't really matter, I guess, at this point. It does matter. Because what we want to do now, sorry, before I get sidetracked into my own thing, so we're going to shatter one of these while I got used to my buff. We're going to go in here and we're going to go to first craft bonuses. And all this shit that gives us a first craft bonus, we're going to go ahead and make. Okay, we're out of dust for all that. So I need to make some more dust. So I'm going to need 15, 30, 45 dust. So we're going to do 15 shatters of our own materials. I have 25 in my bag, so we're going to make 15. And hopefully I can get those 15 before this buff runs out. My resourcefulness on this character is pretty low. We've got all low ranked um, enchanting tools. Okay, so we got our dust to make our first crafts. Oh, okay, and we're just going to put that on a vellum. So we can vendor it back. Okay, and that got us. Oh, I have unspent profession knowledge. Okay. Okay, we're in here. Now then, when I spend 5, it's going to allow me to pick, and I'll eventually pick into one of these. I'm not really worried about it right now. Okay, we're not going to make either one of these because they're way too expensive to be making. And we've got our skill up high enough to go buy all those other things that we want to be buying. I can get first craft bonuses off of these two helm and shoulders. We get to 80 and we get to make the decors, but I'm not overly worried about that right now either. Um, so let's go ahead and sell our enchants that we made. And get that money back. And now we're at 50. We're going to go ahead and learn our void touched. And then I'm going to go ahead and learn um, our swirling arcane essence and our mana shard. Okay, now that's both tailoring and enchanting up 50 to 60, right? So now we're going to, this is the part that actually takes longer, and it's going and picking up all our treasures that are spread out through the expansion. There's 2 to 3 in each um, location. We're going to go up here and learn the other recipes we want before we get started on that. Now, these are fairly expensive, 60 gold a pop, and there's like 20 of them. So, and again, right click, get rid of those. All right. And now we still have first craft bonus lined up. I've got 19 dust that I can work with out of my own stockpile. So I'm going to shatter a couple more of my. I only have one left. Yeah, I only have one left. All right. So we're just going to go pick up our profession treasures. We'll come back and we'll pick these up, these first crafts, in a little bit. Okay. So we're going to go pick up our treasures. So we have the sun mote, enchanting rod, and sunfire silk, and evermoon. We've got 2 of our tailoring ones here in the city, so we're going to go to them first. And it's right here on the wall. It's a really nice curtain. And then our nice little tablecloth is going to be right over here, 130 yards away. And it's right here on the table. Okay. Now, there's those two, and I'll learn them all at the same time, typically, unless my bags are full. Okay, now we need the outfitter's ruler. And it is right outside the city, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And then we'll go over here and pick up the enchanting rod that's right outside the city. Let's go set our hearthstone before I forget. Yeah, I'll make Wayfarer's Roost my home. Now we'll go get our ruler. Yes, Aries, class is in session. Sorry, should have pinged me when I didn't respond to you earlier. All right, there's our ruler. Snag that up. Now, also a thing of note, I still haven't chosen which zone I want to start in here. I just accept the quest and move on because there is some phasing issues. Um, I don't want to bug my little dude into not being able to loot profession treasures. I'm going to go ahead and snag these as I come across them because I need the treasures looted anyway. And it's right here. It's just sometimes they're hard to find. It's stuck in the post. See the gear? I'm just gonna use my should ask. And there's something we can DE right there. As long as an alliance isn't fighting it. Now, I have no idea how to play a monk. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Uh, I don't have any health potions. I'm in combat. I'm just gonna run away. I have no idea how to play monk. All right, I'm back. We're my kid's got a soccer game tomorrow, and my wife was just wanted to discuss the logistics of getting us there and back and our plans while we're there. So I just picked up all the treasures here in Ever Eversong Woods. Now we're headed to Zolomon. I picked up some of those ranger caches. Now I have healing potions. Um, I'm also doubling these ranger caches into some of my treasures um, that I'm gonna have to loot anyway to finish the weekly, so I can make those. Um, or so we can get our maximize our moxxie. Okay, and these are fairly easy when they're not surrounded by mobs. I did get one of the tailoring ones, and just out of habit, um, I clicked and learned it. I was being talked to at the same time, so kind of my fault. And these spawn all over the place, and they will be according to whoever you've invited to the soiree. So I invited the Rangers this week, so I get Ranger caches. Last week I did the Blood Elves, and I got the Coalesced Light. Um, Next week I'll probably do the row, um, little rogues. This one's above me, so it's right there. I use my interact key for a lot of this stuff. Just makes it a lot easier. That one's over here. I see it already. All right, and we're not getting our luck that I got on my last character. I did about 10 of these and got all my treasures. There it is. Oh, there we go. I got one of them. Lost the Lassian Vellum. All right, let's get rid of this trash. It's in my bags. Okay. All right, we're gonna head on, get on about our way into Zelamon. I'll show my. I have a little treasure farming route that I take here. It kind of cliffs on the bottom side of these mountains right here, going to the water. Because we have to get these treasures to make this possible. Oh, oh. Oh yeah, I guess I could have used the one button rotationaries. Thanks for the help on that. Um, got a little sidetracked. Where am I going? There it is. Okay, we're going to get our profession treasures, so taking a little bit different route that I normally do. There's a forgotten Armani cache, so we're gonna go snag that as long as it's not down there by old mate. I don't see it. I hope it's not down here. This elite area shows that it's above me, so that's good. That's one of these. It's probably in a tree. Yep. Boy. Like Aries recommended in my chat, use the one button rotation. So it's on the board now. Maybe it'll make me a little survive a little bit better. Alright, and that is Forgotten Armani Cache. I don't see it. I don't see it below me either, though, so that's kind of weird. Probably stuck in here. Or is it? No, I don't think it can be in that. I like to see if I can get it to highlight. Alright, we'll move on. Enough time wasted. There'll be more. What is this one? Abandoned ritual skull? Nope. Okay, here's some of our treasures. Here's Burrow Bounty right here. We're not gonna get that one. We're gonna get this. It's in this little cave right here. Little small comb on the ground. And then low blessed dust is right here below us. Okay. Now we're gonna get rid of our trash again. Just because I don't want this to get mixed up with other shit. Okay, we are done tailoring in here. We got an enchanted Armani mask. This is one of my more favorite mounts now. The little glow mite from picking up all the glowing dust and Herondar. Alright, that is all of this. Oh my goodness. Alright, so we will need to go back to our treasure route And what I normally do is I'll come down here, follow the river, and then cut back up, and then just make a loop right there. And usually one pass, and I've got enough treasures that I get what I'm after. But we'll just follow this water. Or supply crate. It's not what we're after. We're just shabby stockpile though. No luck. I thought that was the mangy trove. It was below me, and I'm not going into caves. There we go. It's under this bridge. Now we got a shard of dun dun for our abundance event. What is this? That's the spirit pile satchel, so we're gonna go get that. I was headed the right way. Got another shard of dun dun. Well, we're getting plenty of those. There is the Alliance war chest. Not even fucking with it because I already know my server and it's going to be blue. We'll go back just to see. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, we're not going down there. And they have no problems. A group full of 90s walloping at level 80. They don't care. All right, now we're headed back north. I got a little sidetracked. Probably ought to fly closer to the ground. I forgot about that. It's the war crate. Yeah, we're done here until we get our treasure. So we might go ahead and just go to Herondeer. I can't ever say it right. And do this on the back side of being done if I don't find some leaf wrapped bags or satchels over there. It's a tablet. All right. We'll go back, make one more loop. This time I'll try to remember to stay a little closer to the ground. If that matters for detection. I would gladly um, do some crafting for the Artisans Consortium. Maybe like, I don't know, 2,500 gold worth of crafting to not have to come loot all these chests every week on every tune. It's so random. It can take you from anywhere from 5 minutes, the first two treasures you look at, or hours. That's the ore supply crate. And this is where we're going to cut back north. And then just basically follow the road. There's usually something in this tree trunk for me. And around these temples. But nothing. Yeah, we're just going to go back. We'll pick up some ranger caches on the way back to Eversong so we can go out to the void. I thought I saw it purpling. There it is. Those purple pillows fuck me up. And there's another one right down here. Okay, we don't need this anymore. As long as I'm heading north. Just to get this to quit alerting every time I fly by it. Learn the book. Oh, learn the book. Go. All right, nothing. So we're gonna go on out to Herondeer, Herondor, and then we'll finish up in the void. Treasure's laying there. Oh, we're gonna go get this far one first because everything else is on the other side. It should be right in here. Oh wait, is this the entropic shard? It's right here. Okay. Now then, orb is over there. Child stuffy and the wooden sword are right there beside it. So we're gonna go to the orb. Oh, I almost fucked that up, didn't I? Damn, somebody blowing me up. Oh, it's work. Hold on. All right. All right. I'm back. Sorry about that. Leaf wrap pocket package. And we'll go check that budding barrel. Then we'll grab our treasures. All right, we got one of them. Yep. Actually, that's both of them. Sweet. The only other one is tailoring. Now then, this Floricoil can drop a mount, vibrant petal wing. The other one is, thought there was two mounts. I guess not. That's a beautiful mount, by the way. The vibrant petal wing. They did a great job on that. This one's above me. There's that treasure. No, then it's just these two tailoring ones. We're back here in the village. Oh, can't go up right there. Little child stuffy is right inside the building here. And then the wooden sword is straight out the door. See it? And then this is going to let us go to Voidstorm. So we're going to go back to the den to head out. I'm not going to fight that rare because I don't want to get my ass whooped. What you eating? Cookie? All right. Now then, we're going to go up here, pick up our 2 books, and then we'll come back um, down here for other ones. Oh, wait. Are they both up? Yeah, they're both up there. Where's the enchanting one? Okay. We're going to go pick up enchanting first. It's kind of out of the way. Clear this out so it can alert me. We'll pick up any treasure that we see along the way. I have not been out here on this character. Why is that grayed out? Huh. Must be left over from when I looted it on one of my other characters. That's kind of weird that it maintained. There's some lost shadow step supplies. Are they up or are they down? Looks like they're down. We'll get these stash singularity supplies. There's our pure void crystal. Slide out of the way. And that is it out here for enchanting. We're going to go pick up the tailoring ones. Now, at this point, if you were just worried about enchanting, you could just hearth out and go home. And then go finish up your your moxxie farm with disenchanting. Because I've got my treasures, so there's really nothing I need to do. I don't want to fight that guy. There we go. There's our secrets that we wanted. And then our book is up here. And I would like to get this last treasure for tailoring. So we're going to make a little lap out here. I'm going to get away from him. Drop combat. And just try to grab a couple treasures. Can be dangerous. I've got war mode on, and this is the PvP area, but it's usually pretty solid for treasures. Or supply crate, don't care. Which one's that? Malignant Chest? Oh, is that an event? I don't remember. Oh, yep, it's an event. Alright. For the sake of it, we're going to go back. I'll come do this last treasure after we're done. So minus the 10-minute wait or break, basically, that I took while my wife was talking to me. We're sitting at a hour and 30 minutes, and we're probably 10 minutes from being done. Oh, this is that mount that I was talking about. Beautiful, vibrant petal wing. All right, and we are back at the enchanting and tailoring table, and we're going to go ahead and learn all of our treasures. Okay, seller junk. All right, we're at 190 tailor moxxie, 260 enchanter's moxxie. And then we've got to do our tailoring weekly. We could get a treatise, but it's only 5 moxie, and we've got plenty that we can get through here. So we got our 2 treasures, check marks. Got our 5 swirling arcane essence, check mark. Got our brimming mana shard, check mark, and then our weekly quest, check mark. So now we're good to basically just disenchant, farm our catch ups. Got one. And this is going to make a bunch of shards in the meantime that we can turn into other stuff. And before we get too far into this, let's spend these points. Because now we have a bunch of knowledge points, right? So now I want to go into disenchanting delegate. And we're going to go ahead and max this out. Okay. Now then, all this blue stuff that I'm disenchanting will give me the max potential for getting um, resourcefulness and whatnot. And now I'm going to go ahead and take responsible resources up to 5. Gives 5% more materials when crafting. So, yeah, let's go ahead and do this. We're going to learn these three real quick. And we're going to go ahead and put 10 here, or 5 here. All right. That's got us about as far as we're going to go for now um, with this. And it's got us sitting at 12% resourcefulness. So that's without an essence. Now let's shatter an essence and see where we're sitting. So it gave us 2%. So not bad. That'll come into play when we're breaking these shards down. I don't know what happened to my loot window. Let's reload. I like to see what I get out of disenchanting. And this is some of the stuff we made while we were crafting. Uh, do we lose our... You know what? I think it's because I don't have... Let's do this. There we go. Disenchanting no longer goes to the crafting result, I guess. And you won't be able to see what I get because my cam's blocking my chat. I just got some ore from that one. All right. Let's complete this order. While we're here, we're going to go ahead and do all these. And we haven't done our glamours either, so we're going to do all of our patron orders. I just leveled up. There we go. Okay, and we're not going to be making this one. It costs Moxxie to buy it. Now, once I'm done with the 600 Moxxie, if I have enough Moxxie left over to buy this recipe, I will, just because I want to try to proc resourcefulness on the fuse vitality. And if I pick up a Dawn crystal, even a win, it's still a win. Um, so, but I do want that Moxxie. But I'm not going to pay 200 to get 30 unless I have excess. There are no public work orders, so now we're going to go in before we get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's shatter our 16 radiants real quick. And we'll do 10 of them to start with, because that should guarantee 30 dust. Sitting at 14% resourcefulness. See if we can save some of our shards. And we did not. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and shatter one more time because this buff's about to wear off. It's got less than a minute. There we go. And they do not stack. I've already tried that to add more time. Now we're going to go back into our first craft bonus. We're going to hit this helm real quick. Actually, let's not. Let's do all of our glamours first before I get sidetracked. So I want to see if we can get 600 without doing these two. I think you can, because it's only 10 moxie. And we're also picking up knowledge points for every one of these we do. Oh, we didn't make our void one. We'll knock it out real quick. Now then, I also didn't buy the moats of magic and pure void, but they're a gold a piece. 2 gold if you round up. So we've got 4,500 gold left out of our starting funds of 20K. So, and we haven't even sold back all of our glamours here that we just made. They're a vendor for about a gold a piece, I think. Okay, we're gonna hold off on making these two. Oh, and that ran me out of dust. I don't know if this was out of my dust or not, but we still have more available. I got 6 shards of low quality and 8 high quality left, so we were still okay. I'm tired of this. Let's spend it. Okay, and we have no other first craft bonuses. And we're sitting at 490 enchanters moxie and 190 tailoring. We don't really care about the tailoring. We're not going to be buying the tailor bag. Not really worth it. Okay. Oh, I've opened this to sell all these. Yeah, they sell vendor for a gold 70 a pop. So okay, that's everything that we have in our bags. And now we're looking at we need to disenchant farm to continue um, on our glimmering powder. Can't sell that. And this is where you'll need one of your other characters or whatever if you don't have tailoring to make your stuff to disenchant. Okay, we're sitting at 525 moxie now. And we're just going to slide over here to tailoring. We're going to find the thing that we can make the most of to disenchant. And it's probably going to be courtly wrist, but because I also want to get my moxie for tailoring for other things, I'm going to go ahead and knock out all my first craft bonuses. And then we'll go to making belts or wrists or boots. Okay. Now then we can make these, but they take dust, 2 dust apiece. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I need to break down 6 shards because I don't want to be using my rank 3s. So we just pop to enchanting, radiant shatter. We're going to break down these 6. Oh, let's do a shatter essence. And then now we'll break down our 6. Wow, out of all those, did not proc saving one of my shards. That sucks. Okay, now we'll just go back to tailoring. And do we have any first craft bonuses? Yes, we do. So we're going to knock those out. And this is all the stuff that we made previously. Or bought. I made all them imbued things to throw on the auction house and didn't do it. That's probably good because I needed to use them. Let's, what the fuck? Why can't I get on my mount? Go way the fuck back here. Imbued bright linen bow. Oh, it was the rank 5, the max rank ones that are 1,000. Okay, that makes more sense. Either way, it's fine. Do I have any max rank ones? No, I don't. All right, that's still crazy. They're 1,000 gold a pop. While we're here, we're gonna throw this on. 2,500 gold incoming. Pick this up, and that was our rewards for doing our patron orders over here. Um, minus that one. Okay. Now then, while we're still at it, we're gonna come to the crafter, and we're gonna look at our patron orders for um, tailoring. Yep, no worries. Okay, not gonna make that one. Bright linen herbalism hat. They're providing pretty much everything, and we're gonna farm this bag. Imbued bright linen bolt. He's providing everything. I just have to provide concentration, which takes 309 on this character to get there. So we're gonna do it. I don't really care right now. So again, not making this, and this is a PvP craft. They're probably around 20k for the recipe. So that was the hood. Let's check it out while we check our mail. Recipes, tailoring, current expansion, and then Thalassian competitors cloth hood is 75k. So yeah, not buying that. And we'll go ahead and check our mail, get all our goodie bags and knowledge points, and void touched augment runes. Throw that right back on the auction house. 1200. And they're dropping quick. I just posted it. Let's cancel both of those. And we'll pick them back up. And then we'll throw them all three back on, 1230. And see if we can sell them. It'll be 3600. Oh, we got a Nocturnal Lotus out of our bag, so we're gonna go ahead and throw that on. That's another 1200 gold. And the Lotus just sold. Okay, that is all of our shit for that. Oh, we got something to vendor right there. We're gonna vendor that spell thread that we made earlier. We don't care about it. Okay, move that over there. And now we're ready to start disenchant farming again out of what we've got. I don't really DE enough greens to make it viable to put my knowledge points into the green side here. Oh, not right now. I might later. Everything I do is blue right now. My augment runes sold, so okay. Go back to tailoring now. We have 51 midnight tailoring knowledge. So where I like to spin this is I'm going to go into Sunfire and Arcana Weaving eventually, both. So we need to get to 20. So we're going to drop 20. Apply, and then we can learn both of these. Okay, now that lets you make these two bolts at base craft once per day, every 16 hours. But they will give you skill ups at 2 a pop, pretty much until 90, I think. And then where you're going to take advantage of those, I don't want to make them for myself and get shitty quality with shitty chances of getting the procs. Let's take a look at this. So I can't do the courtly pants with secondary stats. So we're going to let that one go. And we're going to go in here for 100 gold. This guy's going to pay us for our cooldown. But I'm using his materials. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one time. Get my first craft bonus. Got to complete the order. And then I'm also going to do the Sunfire one. Now, granted, they're only 100 gold for my cooldown. But I just procced saving imbued bright linen bolts and a modalite. Sometimes you can get the Sunfire cloth. And then you can make your own and just throw those on the auction house. Okay, so my cooldown is up. I don't have the ability to make either one of these. I'm sitting at 56 tailoring. And I've made all my first craft bonus armors to disenchant. So now we're going to roll into the ones that I can make the most of. This one cost me 29 gold to make, 29 and 30. So it takes floss. So we're not going to make that one. It's more expensive. We're just going to make a bunch of wrists. Now it doesn't really cost me that because I've already got my cloth. So and we only need 75 moxxie. So we're going to do 25 of these crafts. We'll probably just do 5 more once we're done. And just fill that bag up. Oh, saving some stuff. Okay, we'll make 5 more just to fill that bag out. Okay. And then while I'm thinking about it, because I do not want to forget this, I've forgotten to turn these in. Don't want to forget that. And we'll go ahead and get that done. And make sure. Okay. All right, now then, you can pick which side you want to go on to. Um, if you don't care about either of these other two, well, then you can take this one all the way up to, I think it's, where's it at? Where you get more. Oh, you have to get down here. So we'll go here. We learned Arcana Weave Cloak. Now you go into here and it can speed up your cooldown and how many extras you can make um, when you max it out. And then do we have a patron order for either of these? No. So just for shits, we're going to take this one up to 10. That let us learn Arcana Weave Bracers and should have given us another cooldown, another use of the cooldown. Uh, it did shorten it to 11 hours. Tomorrow I should get an extra craft. If I would have, don't make them before you spend your um, knowledge points. That's where I messed up. If you have 0 charges, then it's just going to shorten your cooldown. If you have not used any of your charges, if I remember correctly, you do get the charges you've bought with your knowledge points. Um, we're going to go ahead and put 10 into here so we can then be closer to opening up this other side. Because all this guy's going to do is burn my cooldowns and make Arcana Weaves. So he'll eventually switch this gear over to multi-craft and then I'll build better gear for him. But I just wanted to do it for this video or for this stream to show you to get to 625 moxxie, um, 600 moxxie. and we'll be there. Really should have been done under 2 hours, but I am a little space cadet from time to time, and then I get sidetracked way too easy. We've got 40 moxie sitting, 45 sitting in our bag. We need 5 more skill up, the catch ups, to be able to buy our bag. Might have to make some more wrists. We're definitely going to have to. I need 3 more procs. So we're going to do 10 more bracers. And then we'll open the bag and see what we get. Like ripping packs, bruh. Oh, pick that one up. Need one more. There it is, and one for good measure. Nope. All right. Let's do 5 more. I want one more just to hold in my bag, hold the space. There we go. Got it. Doesn't matter. Okay, clearing the bags out. And now we got 17 glimmering powders at 5 moxie of powder. And we still have some available. Got, looks like 4 available. You could just look here and see that you have 4 available, but I have 5 available through my treatise, but I didn't want to buy the inks to have the treatise made. So we're doing this without that. So let's open all our moxie, and then we're going to buy the bag. Um, and as soon as Aries, if she comes back, we'll open the bag so Aries can watch. Now, the worst bag I've opened gave me 5 dawn crystals um, so far. So we're sitting at 610 moxie. We're going to buy our enchanting bag. Now, I could just buy it from the tailoring supply vendor here, but we'll use the enchanter supply vendor. Masters Enchanter surplus reagents. I'll buy that. And now we're down to 10 moxie and we're sitting at 500 for tailors. So I could buy the tailor one um, fairly quick with just doing some first crafts that I could have spent my points differently to get to. Um, and then for that one, I would have to also finish this and then pay more attention to my patron orders on tailoring. So right at 2 hours, could shorten that significantly if you didn't sidetrack picking up treasures, um, and almost dying to a rare. You didn't, if you already have tailoring leveled up and you don't need to do that. So, like, you could shorten that significantly. You could probably do it in about an hour. We're going to slide over here and we're going to check out our auctions. Nothing. So, they should be coming in pretty soon. I don't have any mail. Did I have anything I wanted to sell to the auction house? Nope. So we can, this would be all of our supplies that we bought. We could just sell back. Um, so you get 15 gold a shard or 6.7 gold per dust. Well, each shard gives you 3 dust. So I'm going to be better breaking down these 44 shards and reselling the dust. And Aries is back. So let's open our bag and see what we get. All right, you roll the dice. Drum roll, please. All right, I got 5 dawn crystals, a petrified root, and 29 rank 3 radiant shards, and 70 rank, or not rank 3, high quality radiant shards, and 70 high quality dust. So we're going to sell this. Um, I had one in my bag, so we're going to 70. So there's 600. And then we got 29 high quality H2Os. Another 650. So those are selling as soon as I throw them on there. And then most importantly, we're going to throw these dawn crystals on. I've sold all of the radiant shards and all of the dust. We're going to throw our petrified root that came out of our bag. Sold some dawn crystals. Put the dust, our shard, and our crystals, and our root. That's everything that we got out of the bag. We put on the auction house. Um, Overall, to level both tailoring and enchanting um, up, I spent 14,700 gold, and I'm definitely going to make that back. I got 19,000 coming from those 3 crystals. So if your guy's already leveled up and you have excess moxxie laying around, there you go. Or the best bag I got that didn't have a recipe in it, I got 10 dawn crystals out of it. So you're looking at a 65K bag. And that was earlier today, and they were still slightly higher. They were almost 7K a Dawn Crystal earlier today. Uh, all my Dawn Crystals are sold now, and then my root just sold. So we got 32, 33, 34, about 34,500 gold coming back, just off of what we sold out of that bag. So not bad.